All right, so I got a list here. You know I love my lists.
You do love your list.
Actually, I find lists really stupid. But this time of year, all these sports people have to put them out. It's just, I don't know, it's just content, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, this list is particularly dumb to me because it's ranking the top 100 players in college football.
Okay.
And the reason I think that's dumb is because I think that's impossible. I think it's a little easier in the NFL
Yeah.
where there's fewer teams.
Well, in college, too, there's a lot of, it's a lot of, you're projecting out.
Well, it's varying competition.
Yes.
You know, like if you got a really good player who plays at, I don't know, like Boise State or something, is he really that good compared to the best players in college football, or is he just good compared to his competition?
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do this. And I'm looking through this list. This was done by ESPN. Looking through it, it's a lot of skill guys.
Yeah.
Like how many duck players do you think are in the top 100? It's 100 best college football players.
100 best college players. Well, I mean, so there's not many guys in the defense that'll be on there. Like you said, it'll be mostly offensive guys, but Tez Johnson will be on there. Dylan Gabriel will be on there. They'll have at least one of the tackles will be on there. I don't know if Ferguson will be on there.
How many do you think?
I'm going to say there's 5 on the offensive side and maybe 1 or 2 of the new defensive additions.
7?
I'll go 7.
There are only 3 Oregon Ducks in the top 100.
I was going to say Gabriel,
Yes.
Tez,
Yes.
and Evan Stewart.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
Wrong.
So no Stewart.
No Stewart. Gabriel is 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Tez is 18th.
Okay.
Which I thought was
A lot of love for
A
Tez.
lot of
really
hype for him
high.
this year.
Yeah.
And then number 70 is Jabbar Muhammad,
Oh, okay.
There you
the
go.
corner.
The corner. I was going to say, they got a bunch of new defensive guys in there.
But again, I mean, that's so.
And Muhammad was great at UW last year.
And
Yes,
you're
he
telling
was.
me, and really, honestly, you're telling me that Oregon only has 3 of the top 100 players in the
Yeah,
country.
they're the number 3 team in the country.
They have
So,
more than that.
you
It's
would
just, it's hard to rank them. I mean,
Sure.
they have Kobe Bryant, by the way, who's a stud corner at Kansas.
Mhm.
He is awesome. They have him 77th.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, and again, there's going to be some people that are going to go, again, is it based on what you are going to do at the next level, what you did last year? Like,
They're just saying it's based, their methodology is just college.
okay.
They're not talking about pro potential, but it is the one reason I bring this up is because it's kind of interesting to see, because in college it's not like the NFL where we know all of the players. Like
Yes.
if I don't watch a lot of Tennessee football, I wouldn't know that the best player in college football,
Might
according
be-
to this list,
Might be their,
is James Pierce Jr., their defensive end.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's their edge rusher, and a lot of people do think that he is the best. Well, most of the lists that I've seen have him as the best player in the SEC, and if you're the best player in the or in the SEC, you're probably one of the, if not the best player. And what's funny is the 2 best. I haven't seen this list, so who'd you say put this together?
ESPN.
ESPN. So Pierce will be 1.
He is 1.
Let me take a guess. Is Mason Graham number 2? He's the defensive tackle out of Michigan.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Yes.
Okay, so
Those are your top 2 players in the league,
So
or
this-
in college football.
So again, not having seen this list, isn't it funny that the 2 players that are listed 1 or 2, unless you are a bit of a college football nerd, I think there's probably 70% of our fan base right now that just went, who?
Exactly.
And yet those are the 2 best players. And are there who are their top 2 receivers? Because I'm willing to guess that the 2 best receivers on this list, again, are going to be people that a lot of people are going to be like, one, it'll be the kid out of Missouri, the Luther Burden.
He is 5th.
He's 5th. Or the other one will be T-Mac out of Arizona.
T-Mac?
Yeah. Whose first name is confuses me. So we just go by T-Mac.
McMillan.
Yeah.
There he is. He's 13th.
13th. Okay, so was there another receiver, or were those the
Yeah,
top 2 receivers?
You're forgetting number 3 is Travis Hunter
Oh, okay.
from Colorado.
Well, and he's more of a,
Boy, I have never realized McMillan's first name. That is a doozy.
Yeah,
What
isn't
is it?
It's
Tetairoa?
yeah, it's weird. I've heard it pronounced a bunch of times, and then I butcher it, and so everyone on the broadcast he's just T-Mac. So I'm going with T-Mac, but that's kind of my whole point, is that there a lot of these really top players, they're positions that you don't really hear a lot about, or that you don't think much about, or there are 2 receivers, one's from Missouri and one's from Arizona.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring this up, is that it is actually interesting to look at the top of a list like this and just see players that I'm not even that familiar with, but they're some of the best in college football. So James Pierce, keep an eye on him, defensive end for Tennessee.
Very, very good.
We know Mason Graham because of,
Yeah.
Michigan won the title, so
Yeah,
you guys probably saw him.
He's the big kind of more bowling ball looking guy. I think 55, wears the big eye black and is unblockable. Washington fans have nightmares about him because he just blows up double teams. And Michigan has a really good corner. Like Michigan lost a lot, but they got Graham and then their corner, Johnson. Again, is it bad that I always go by last names? Like
what's his nuts?
well, I just, so many times when you're watching, you just, I go by the number and I go by the last
nameplate.
name.
It's right there.
The nameplate. It's his last name's Johnson. They have a really good corner that a lot of the NFL lists have him as one of the 2 or 3 top corners in next year's draft. So even though Michigan loses a lot, Michigan has 2 elite defensive linemen, including some people think is the best D lineman in the country, and some people think that there's the best corner in the country in Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. He's 4th. So Travis Hunter is the corner receiver for Colorado. He plays two-way player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he's a top 5 player in college football, but I think they put him up there because
we all have to.
Well, because he plays 2 ways.
He plays 2 ways.
He goes both ways.
I'm intrigued by him, and I will be interested to see what the NFL thinks of him. I think he may be one of those guys where we just sit there and pound it into our head that he's great, and then the NFL comes around and goes, nah. That he drops a bit. Who else is
Okay, so Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan, number 4. Number 5 is Luther Burden, the wide receiver from Missouri.
Very, very good.
Number 6 is an offensive lineman from LSU named Will Campbell.
Okay, I've seen him on the list, but again, it's not like I watch every snap of LSU football, but I see him because I watch a lot. I look at a lot of NFL draft projections.
Number 7 is Carson Beck, the Georgia quarterback.
And that's another one that, like, the average fan, I think, views him as another kind of dismissive Georgia quarterback where people in the know say that kid's going to be really, really good.
Well, he threw for 4,000 yards last year.
Yeah. It's just that he didn't have Heisman-like numbers, and it was very efficient. The kid can sling it, and he's got plenty of talent around, and he plays on the best team in the country.
And rounding out the top 10 would be Ollie Gordon, running back from Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you kind of forget that the best running back in the country he's at Oklahoma State, and he was the one that had the whole controversy. His was the DUI, and his coach was like, I don't care.
Not going to punish him, then punish the whole team.
Yep.
1,700 yards and 21 tutties last year.
I can't believe, to be honest with you, he stayed at Oklahoma State. I mean, no offense to
There
Oklahoma
were rumors
State,
that he might transfer out. Because
he would have gotten
Doak Walker Award winner. Like, yeah, you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, he could have gotten some love somewhere else.
Or maybe he got them to back up the truck. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you have Kelvin Banks, the offensive lineman from Texas.
He's their center. He's very good.
Malachi Starks,
That's
the
the
safety
corner,
from Georgia.
Safety, nickel, slot corner. He's, again, do everything corner for Georgia. Very, very good.
So those are the top 10 players in college football.
How many of those are household names?
Oh.
I don't know if there's...
one, Travis Hunter, but maybe only because of
Hunter
Pac-12.
and Beck.
Yeah, Carson
Hunter
Beck.
and Beck.
Yeah, I said, and then Gabriel, they have 16. I said he was 17. He's 16, and Tez Johnson is 18.
Where is Perkins Jr. from LSU?
14th.
So if you want a guy to keep LSU's defense isn't very good. And Brian Kelly even talked about it. Like, even he knows the defense is like, watch that kid. And they keep moving around. No one really knows where to play him, like as an outside rusher. So they're moving him back to the inside, and then on third down, they're going to move him to the outside. He might be my favorite defensive player. That kid just is everywhere. And he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I remember watching him as a true freshman and just thinking, dude, he's just doing different stuff on a football field. I love that guy.